Tonight on Newswatch, the latest from federal investigators on the deadly bus as a community remembers those lost. Plus, leaders of the two largest economies are mending rocky relations. And in sports, Ohio football plays in its last home game of the season. Newswatch starts right now. The National Transportation Safety Board provides an update on a deadly bus crash in Licking County. Good evening, I'm Haley Hollinger and welcome to Newswatch. NTSB Chair Jennifer Homendy says her team is looking at videos and gathering other evidence from the 5 vehicles involved in yesterday's crash along Interstate 70. She says they are trying to figure out the full sequence of events that led to the crash and have some conflicting information about how the crash happened. 3 Tuscarawas Valley School District students, 1 teacher, and 2 parents died in the accident. A preliminary report will be released later this week. While the investigation into the fatal crash continues, the Tuscarawas Valley community is remembering those lost. Thousands attended a vigil last night at the Tuscarawas Valley High School football field, offering their condolences to families and sharing memories. Among those at the ceremony was Tuscarawas Valley School District Superintendent Derek Varensky. He says this is a tragic loss for the community.
We lost 3 students in the accident. Students who were bright lights, full of life, and who lost their lives way too young. In addition, a car following the bus, which contained 1 of our teachers and 2 parent chaperones, were involved in the accident. And tragically, all 3 lost their lives.
And communities across the state are also honoring the lives of those killed in the crash. Governor Mike DeWine is ordering flags across the state be flown at half-staff until sunset on Saturday. DeWine made the order on the U.S. flag and the Ohio flag for several public buildings and grounds, including the Ohio State House, and allowed others to lower the flags at their discretion for the same time period. An Athens bar, the Smiling Skull, whose liquor license was revoked, will be keeping its liquor license after all. The State Liquor Commission stripped the Smiling Skull of its license because it said the bar's owners failed to pay a $10,000 fine on time. But the owners filed an appeal. In a decision made yesterday, an Athens County judge said the bar's owners should not be penalized because it took so long for their check to travel. This means the bar's license will remain intact while the owners continue to challenge the initial fine.
And a first look at weather. You can see currently out there, we are getting down to those cooler temperatures. We were definitely at a warmer temperature earlier at about 70, and currently we're already down to 51. Looking at those past, and also there's a special weather statement that has been impacting our area for most of the day. It is just consolidated down to parts of Kentucky, but now it will be continuing into tomorrow. So once those cooler temperatures start, it does get more humid. So this is an enhanced fire risk. So if you're going to start a fire if you're in these parts of Kentucky, please watch that. And we'll definitely be experiencing these tomorrow with this continued drying and high pressure. Looking at these past 24 hours, we've definitely been on the cooler side last night, but this high pressure has been bringing us some warmer temperatures as we got into the low 70s today. That temperature high that we're expecting today of about 68, we did break that, being here in Athens at about 70 today in those sunny skies that we've just been experiencing these last couple of days, definitely keeping us very warm and happy here in the temperature low that we're going to be experiencing later in the night of 35. So definitely on that clearer side, that clearing, you could kind of follow that high pressure system as it's moving across with just those clear skies. We're going to be still experiencing those clear skies looking at tomorrow and going to be seeing maybe some rain into our weekend. Let's take it back to Haley.
Thanks, Isabel. A new invasive tick is spreading across Ohio. Researchers say the invasive Asian longhorn ticks first arrived in 2017, but they are now sounding the alarm after 3 cows in Ohio died from tens of thousands of bites. According to researchers, ticks can reproduce quickly, hide in tall grass, and survive in harsh conditions. It's still unclear whether they can pass diseases to humans, but they appear to be less attracted to human skin. Some Republicans and state lawmakers are pushing the legislature to take authority away from courts on laws involving Issue 1. Issue 1, the abortion rights amendment, was approved last week by Ohio voters. Some Democratic lawmakers in the House want to immediately repeal the current abortion laws. But leaders of the GOP say they think it will be up to courts to decide which laws are constitutional. House Speaker Jason Stevens says he thinks there still needs more meaningful discussion before moving forward on changing any legislation. And with the passage of Issue 2, the process to get a license and legally start selling marijuana in Ohio will still take weeks. However, some provisions will go into effect on December 7th, and lawmakers may earmark the potential revenue to fund police training. Those provisions include discussion on both the tax rates on sale and the revenue allocations. This funding would further finance police training beyond what is allocated in the 2-year state budget. Lawmakers have said they're early in the process of making those modifications, floating everything from limiting the potency of products to regulations on packaging and advertising. Senator Frank Hoagland from Ohio's 30th District says he plans on retiring. The senator's resignation goes into effect December 1st. Hoagland was serving his second term in the Ohio Senate after first being elected in 2016. The Senate plans to establish a committee to review replacements for the remainder of the unexpired term. Ohio's 30th Senate District covers Athens, Meigs, Morgan, Washington, and other counties, as well as portions of Guernsey County and others. Coming up, we take a look at tonight's matchup at Peden Stadium and what your Thanksgiving could look like if you plan on traveling for the holiday.
We're going to be definitely getting warmer here in Athens, and how we have some rain on the forecast for this weekend. Back, we're on Newswatch.
On Secrets of the Dead, recent discoveries in the Amazon.
Some really beautiful works of art. This is a mysterious site.
And new technology.
These sites are typical of pre-Columbian occupation.
Are rewriting our understanding of the world's largest rainforest. Hidden in the Amazon on Secrets of the Dead.
Tonight at 10 on WOUB.
I'm Billie Jean King, tennis champion and equal rights activist. I invited world-class athletes to team up for a series of one-on-one conversations to share their powerful stories of their individual roads to success.
We won that first World Cup. We won the Olympics. We were literally still making $10 a day.
$10 a day?
Yes.
Maybe I really have had an impact as a woman in sports.
Tuesday at 8 on WOUB.
WOUB is recognizing members of our Cornerstone Society. The Cornerstone Society is a group that wants to ensure the future of public media in our region. It includes people across our area who value news, entertainment, and cultural programming, as well as the educational services WOUB provides. Also included are graduates of Ohio University who took part in the WOUB Student Professional Development Program. Thanks to the Cornerstone Society for their generous support. To learn how you can be involved, email woub@woub.org.
If you ask people, where does America start? They'll say it starts in Plymouth Rock.
There's more to the story than the story we all know.
They were a very small group of very extreme people.
They weren't the people that you would expect to be founding a new colony.
There's a sense that they came to America in search of religious freedom. They didn't.
The Pilgrims on American Experience.
Thursday at 10 on WOUB.
Ohio football has its final home game tonight, and kickoff is just under 30 minutes away. For more on that, we welcome reporters Aiden Crowley and Maria Manesi, who are live at Peden Stadium. And guys, Ohio is playing for a lot tonight, right?
Absolutely, Haley. The Bobcats are still treading water in their hunt for a MAC championship berth.
Yeah, a couple things need to break the Bobcats' way, but none of that will matter unless they take care of business tonight.
Yeah, Aiden, Ohio's lost to Miami right here on the Frank. Beating the Redhawks will have to lose back-to-back games to Buffalo and Ball State for the Bobcats to have a chance.
But we saw Ohio bounce back in a big way against Buffalo their last time out. They won that game 20-10, thanks to a large second-half performance from C.A. Bangura. Bangura scored 2 touchdowns in the final 30 minutes to lift the Bobcats over the Bulls.
The running game has been a struggle for the Bobcats all year, but like you mentioned, they found some life. Ohio finished with 115 yards on the ground, but 96 of those came in the second half.
It's a trend that will have to continue tonight against the Central Michigan Chippewas, and this one's for the seniors who will be running out of the tunnel for the last time tonight. Here's what head coach Tim Alvin had to say about the importance of this game for that special group.
Emotional time, the last one for a number of guys, you know, and their contribution to their careers here and their legacy, you know. And I want it to be I wanted to have fun. It's a game, and we only get 12 opportunities a year to do this thing, you know. And so we're going to cherish every moment the best that we can.
We unfortunately lost Aiden and Maria, but 2 of the seniors who have their fingerprints all over this program the seniors are going to be fighting for a win tonight, and so they have their hands all over that program. Isabel, why don't you go ahead and tell us what the weather looks like for those in the stands at this game tonight?
Yes, if you are already at that stadium, you can notice that it has gotten a lot chillier since you started that game. You can see that currently it is at 51, and as we're going into the game, it will just be getting a little bit chillier and chillier. Once we started, it was about 68, and now it's already at 51. You could see that tonight we'll be getting into temperatures as low as 35, still with those clear skies, so it will be pretty out there. Looking at those last 24 hours, that high pressure has been giving us those dry conditions all over this kind of part of Ohio, giving them some great fall conditions, and it will be continuing into tomorrow. You can see that just pause there, that high pressure just over the coast, giving us those clear, dry, beautiful skies. That special weather statement of that enhanced fire warning, it was all over Ohio today, but now just currently it is keeping to parts of Kentucky. That is, if you see a spark, please put it out. Those dry leaves on the ground are very good kindling for any kind of wildfire to start, and that will be going into tomorrow as well. So definitely be on the lookout for those. And tomorrow we'll be looking at a lot warmer conditions. We're at that temperature high of almost 70 at 69 degrees. That temperature low even a little bit on the higher side with 46. Those mostly sunny skies still staying in our area. You can see that in about 12 hours we'll still be having that high pressure over our area, giving us those clear skies. Looking even at 24 hours, that high pressure will be moving out of the area, but it will still be giving us those clearer skies, those drier conditions. And at 36 hours, you're going to be starting to see that low pressure off to the side. You might not think that it'll be affecting us too soon, but once we hit 48 hours, it is fully over Ohio, giving us some not very significant rain, but very consistent rain. This is also followed by this cold front. So it's going to be giving us those warm temperatures that we're experiencing tomorrow. And once that is pushed through our area, we're going to be looking a lot colder here. But there is some good news. It is followed by another high pressure system. It will be a little bit of a colder high pressure system going through our area. Definitely not going to be in those high 60s, even toward or low 70s. It will be towards more 50 degrees, but it still will be clearing. This rain, once it comes in, it'll make a quick exit, because once we're looking into Saturday, we're already clear, mostly sunny skies, just on that little bit of a chillier side. And then looking into Sunday, 53, and Monday, 52. Then we're going to have that chance of rain again on Tuesday with that 80% chance of showers, that high of 54 and that low of 34 in that on Wednesday, that high of 47 and that low of 31. So definitely enjoy this calm before the storm on Friday for your weekend, looking mostly sunny and going to be experiencing those colder temperatures. So definitely enjoy those warmer temperatures while they're here. Let's take it back to Haley.
Thanks, Isabel. And since we were talking about the football game, let's talk about 2 seniors who have had their fingerprints all over this program, and that's been Bryce Houston and Key Thompson. Both of them have meant so much to this program and to one another. Maria caught up with Key Thompson and Bryce Houston to learn more about their bond.
Linebackers Bryce Houston and Key Thompson spearhead an Ohio defense that is ranked 5th best in college football this season. Two leaders with a connection that extends far outside of Peay Stadium, one that included many walks to and from James Hall.
And when we both committed, Key texted me, he was like, you know, you trying to be roommates? And I was like, yeah, man, of course.
It's a story that started back in 2017.
I mean, there's pictures that date back from when we first went on our official visit together. I had dreads. It was a long time ago, but when I say we were just young kids just trying to figure it out, just going through it, trying to learn the process, and we were trying to make plays too.
From roommates freshman year to now, a lot has changed. Thompson and Houston are closing out their 6th and final season at Ohio.
I'd say time's definitely flown by. Like you said, 6 years ago, coming in, 18 years old, not knowing really much about campus. So you got your best friend next to you and kind of just guide you through.
The two have guided each other through many ups and downs over the years, but there's one thing that has been consistent: their friendship.
We do really everything together. You know, we go out together, we go get food together, you know, we go watch, you know, stuff together, movies or something like that. And, you know, so it's just kind of like just having the atmosphere, just having your buddy next to you.
With all the time the two have spent together, they've learned a lot about one another.
Bryce is a very, very funny dude. He can get in these modes to where he just kind of dazes off, and he'll get him a bag of Doritos, and he loves his Doritos, he loves his pizza.
He wouldn't tell you he's extremely good at video games. He's very good. We always had late nights when we were in the dorms. I was eating my pizza. He would get his Philly cheesesteak. And, you know, it's just funny when you look back at it.
Yeah, fun times.
As Thompson and Houston's journey at Ohio soon comes to a close, the two reflect on how special being a part of the program has been.
This place has been amazing as far as the development of how we just grown up as men and grow up as football players. It's just crazy to see, you know, how have we grown from here.
Yeah, I mean, I piggyback off that. I just say Ohio means really everything to me. Coming in with Coach Solich as the head coach, I mean, he had a great program going, and then Coach Albin stepping in. I just love the culture that he's brought to this program. It's really changed it.
At this point in the season, Thompson and Houston have combined for 185 total tackles and continue to be a duo that can't be separated and can't be stopped.
We just feel like we're so much above. As far as linebacker play, we feel like we're one of the best duos in the nation.
You know, it's exciting to see the development on how we've grown and stuff like that, and how the media and how the world is starting to take us as linebacker duo. But at the same time, we kind of knew that we were always this special. Even when we were freshmen, when we were like the young, like as soon as we first got here, we knew we were going to be the best linebackers that ever came out of OU.
That was reporter Maria Manessi. Thanks, Maria. The journey's not done for these two, and they have already joked about planning a yearly trip together. I don't know if I can steal an invite, but these two are so much fun to be around. Travelers might break records for this Thanksgiving. The Transportation Security Administration is anticipating a record-breaking number of passengers as they expect to screen 2.9 million people at airports nationwide on the Sunday after Thanksgiving. AAA says overall, it's going to be the busiest Thanksgiving in several years. They're expecting nearly 55.4 million people to travel between the Wednesday next week and the following Sunday. That includes upwards of 49 million Americans driving. Looking past the travel stress, paying for Thanksgiving dinner may not be as painful as last year. According to the American Farm Bureau Federation, a Thanksgiving meal of 12 classic items for 10 people will cost $61.17 on average. That's a 4.5% drop from last year's record high average of $64.05. The turkey itself is down more than 5.5% from last year. However, the dinner is still up 25% from 2019. Leaders of the two largest economies are mending rocky relations. U.S. President Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping met today for a bilateral meeting. Karen Kaifa is in Washington with a look at why it matters and how it impacts trade, tech, and more.
President Joe Biden's summit with Chinese President Xi Jinping coming after months of high tensions between the two countries.
There's a lot going on, and I think that both sides are looking for a little bit of stabilization in the relationship.
Biden said one goal for the meeting is to improve things.
We have to ensure that competition does not veer into conflict.
For the leaders of the world's two largest economies, trade is a top issue. In the first 9 months of 2023, Mexico and Canada eclipsed China as America's top trading partners. The Biden administration framing it as a way to minimize risk from exposure to increased geopolitical uncertainty without an all-out decoupling of the two economic superpowers.
The trade relationship is enormously important to both countries. That doesn't mean that there aren't very real concerns about the behavior of the other country.
Lily McElwee is an expert in Chinese foreign policy at the Center for Strategic and International Studies in Washington. She says an agreement to crack down on the export of chemicals used to make fentanyl, expected to be finalized at the summit, could be important for Biden here at home.
This is an important issue that galvanizes Republicans and Democrats, and I think it could be a big win if he's able to secure some agreements from Beijing.
Beijing has also been critical of the Biden administration's limits on the types of semiconductors U.S. companies can sell to China, the world's largest chip market. The Biden administration says it's a move to protect U.S. national security. Beijing has accused Washington of weaponizing trade and tech issues. In Washington, I'm Karen Kafa.
Next, what toy you should keep away from your child to keep them safe. And for the latest from Newswatch, check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube.
Ria, don't take my picture.
As her mother Rosa's dementia progresses, Ria Tajiri is witness and participant.
Didn't your mother show you how to breathe? You're my mother.
Together they find new meaning in caregiving while confronting immense loss.
Are you the mama too? Yeah, I'm
Wisdom Gone Wild on POV.
Monday at 10 on WOUB.
Russians have entered the city. The war has begun, and we have to tell its story. If the world saw everything that happened in Mariupol, it would give at least some meaning to this horror.
Tuesday at 10 on WOUB.
Saturday at 10 on WOUB.
Hidden deep beneath the Cumberland Mountains in Grundy County, Tennessee, lies one of the world's most magical musical adventures, the Cavern Sessions. 3 million years in the making, Pure Acoustics offer music from the heart of the American experience, center stage and deep inside the mountain. This time welcoming Peter Rowan. It's deep down musical diversity at the Cavern Sessions.
Friday at 11 on WOUB.
Officials are sounding the alarm on a popular toy that can pose a significant health risk to young children if ingested. Water beads are now receiving calls for a national ban. Mandy Gaither has more on the dangers of water beads and how to keep kids safe.
A warning about these harmless-looking toys. Water beads can be dangerous to young children if ingested.
We are in the process to try to address this, but in the meantime, we want to make sure that parents, child care centers, schools are aware of the risk.
The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission says water beads can expand up to 100 times their initial size and weight when exposed to liquid. If a child swallows them, the beads can lead to vomiting, dehydration, intestinal blockages, and life-threatening injuries that may require surgery. Emergency departments treated nearly 8,000 injuries caused by the toys between 2016 and 2022, and at least one child died. Since they're made mostly of water, the agency says typical x-rays may not pick up on them in the body, leading to delayed care.
A lot of doctors may misdiagnose and think that the child is just sick and send the baby home. And we've heard that again and again.
To keep children safe, remove water beads from any area with small children, especially those 3 and younger. Store water beads in a secure container where young children can't get to them. And if you suspect a child has ingested a water bead, seek immediate medical attention.
Highlight this for the doctor who may not be thinking about it, and they can take a closer look at the x-ray sonograms.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The agency says water beads can be inserted into noses or ears, which can cause damage, including hearing loss, and may require surgery as well. Still ahead, how the Barbie movie is influencing the most popular dog names. But first, here's a look at what's coming up tonight on your public television station.
Ladies and gentlemen, let the good times roll! Say that I'm gonna pay the price.
Looks like paradise, eh?
I'm just glad you were here.
I will always be here for you. Let the laundering begin.
She knows that I'm not in love with her.
What's wrong with me?
They're out in force looking for you.
We've given them the slip once, we can do it again.
What are you wagering?
100% stake in the Hotel Portofino.
Oh, no, you're not.
Winner takes all.
Sunday at 8 on WOUB.
Remember? First impressions.
This just is the beginning to a change in fortunes.
I'm awake. I feel like I've opened my eyes. The world is changing.
I think we should take it to the next level.
I thought that was rather jolly. So much fun.
You make a good team.
And what will you tell the child when they ask where their dad is?
There's a war. I'll tell them you're dead.
If we can find him, we'll get him.
I'm here to make sure justice gets done.
I really love you more than anything.
It's really loud.
Shall we?
Fortune favors the bold. It feels more like the start of something than the end.
On Masterpiece.
I've come to take Vera home. This is her home.
I know that you're angry.
You think you know everything, but you don't even know when your own wife is lying to you.
What is it that you're even doing here?
You sure we don't just run and disappear?
There will be no turning back.
I know how this ends.
Do you? World on Fire. The season finale on Masterpiece.
Sunday at 9 on WOUB.
Finally tonight, a new report from Rover.com says Taylor Swift's latest love interest has brought a new trending dog name to the list, Kelsey, inspired by the Kansas Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce and his brother Jason. The Barbie movie also has provided some inspiration. Ken is trending up by almost 80%, and for trending female dog names, the U.S. women's national soccer team influenced names like Megan, Rapinoe, and Dunn. On top for male dogs is Charlie, Max, and Cooper. And for female dogs, it's Luna, Bella, and Daisy. Now, Isabel, is it going to be a good day to walk our dogs tomorrow?
It's definitely looking like that. It's definitely looking like that out there. But now currently we're looking at temperatures at 51 degrees, those clear skies that we're going to be enjoying for these next couple days. Looking into tonight, we're going to have that overnight low of 35, going to continue those clear skies. And tomorrow that sunrise is going to be at 7:11 a.m. And looking at tomorrow, we're definitely going to be on those higher temperatures. We're going to have that temperature high of 69 and that temperature low even higher than we're used to, with that temperature low of 46, continuing with those mostly sunny skies. Looking at tomorrow, having those mostly sunny into Friday, having a 100% chance of showers. Those showers are looking like they're starting very early in the morning and continuing into later in the night. But once those showers are in and out, we're going to have those quick out and having those colder temperatures going into this weekend. Definitely bring that umbrella with you on Friday, and looking like you're going to need it again next Tuesday.
And that does it for our broadcast this evening. Thanks for watching. For Maria Manessi, Aiden Crowley, and Isabel Isco, I'm Haley Hollinger. Stay tuned for the PBS NewsHour coming up next. And remember, you can find the latest news anytime at WOUB.org. Have a great night.